Today is August 24th, 2025. You know, Bill from the Freemasons and that some guy named Pete and his little scoundrel group, they're pathetic. Are they going to get to the point they have to go to kindergarten, little grade schools, shake down little kids for their milk money? Hmm? Oh no, Bill from the Freemasons and that some guy named Pete's here. They're going to try to steal our lunch money. Has to scam somebody out of money. You're going to get to the point you have to rob little kindergartners of their milk money and lunch money? Shake them down so you can get in the cartel because you're that pathetic? Hmm? Well, are you going to have to get down to stealing from what? Preschoolers? That's some candy money. Oh no, it's Bill from the Freemasons and some guy named Pete. He'll demand my money or beat me up. You that pathetic? You're getting that pathetic, aren't you, honey? Pretty much. These people are so pathetic. They have run around. Oh, we're gonna help her husband's kid steal his farm and all his money, and we'll got it all set up. When he dies, she'll get nothing, and we'll steal it all. No, you won't, and no, you don't. See, that's where the point. These people, all they do is lie. They lie some more, and every time that they say something, just look at them and say, "Stop lying." See, you're gonna make me mad. I already turned in his stepson and his stepchildren for stealing over 50 grand each. See, he got mineral rights years ago. Oil, people went in and drilled, gave him a big, large amount of money the first year they drilled, because then you only get so much per month afterwards. But because they drilled on your land, they pay you big money. Okay? Well, here they overpaid him and they're making him pay back. Well, his second wife was still alive. Her thieving children, and she married him for nothing but being a thief. Because as soon as they got married and right after, she wanted nothing to do with him, wouldn't let him touch her. She just wanted that farm and his money. And she gave each one of her kids 50 grand. And then after she died, they came back and bullied and about another 25 grand each. Did they give any of it back? Especially that Deb? No. Veronica? No. They're my age. They're in their 50s. Called up last year. Deb, about this time. My daddy, my daddy, my daddy, I need money. My daddy. She's 50 years old. Give her 4 grand. Is that all? My dead mama! My dead mama! Made him cry. For a week, it is all. His son, Bob, stepson, Bob. No, these are his stepchildren. They're not even his children. Borrowed all kinds of money from him, too. Still owes him like 6 grand. That's grand theft. Huh? He was trying to make him make payments on him. He went over they came over in October of last year. Stopped in for a minute. November, he went over to get a payment. Called him a fucking tight bastard to his face. He took the man's money and then called him dirty words to his face when he asked for some of it back, a payment. Hadn't paid on it since last November. Come June, hadn't paid on it. Had us meet him at Bob Evans. You know what he said? Deb needs some more money. He said, I don't have it to give her. He said, too bad, she's family, you'll give it to her. He said, I don't have it. You guys already took everything. He said, it's too bad, you'll give it to her, she's family. He said, I don't have it to give to her. I don't get big checks anymore. They stopped. And then they're making me pay back where they overpaid me years ago when you guys took all the money. Too bad you'll give it to her. I said, too bad she's not getting any. I told them what she pulled last year, and I said, that is all. Oh, they were the ones threatening to take me out of his life, that they're saying that I was taking advantage of him. Not that they're the people that are actually robbing him blind, and that need to be prosecuted for it, need to be arrested. And Deb's husband, Tom, hadn't worked in over a year. His back hurts. They could put a nerve block. You go back to work. He don't want to. Sign up for disability. He's not there yet. Then you're not there enough to want money. He can sit and play video games all day while his wife goes to work. He sit and play video games. You can get a desk job. But they wanted Carl's money. And then that precious Veronica, showing up wanting $1,200, $1,900 for diet shots, $700 for a washer dryer. Yeah, he gave her the money. Well, how's that washer working? I went shopping instead. I had something else to do with it. Took it out and blew it. Repeatedly 1,000 here, 500 here, 2,000 here. Drained him dry. They ever buy him a Christmas gift? No. Birthday gift? No. Did they have him over for dinner just to visit? No. Not even a damn card. Like he said, they only showed up when they wanted money and they were bullying me. Well, I turned them into the cops. They called me a month ago. And where his children, his biological children, they got none of that money. Okay? Knew we were moving. But the stepchildren that stole all his money, we didn't tell them we were moving. It's none of their business. He's not their father. Called him up. You moved. How dare you? You didn't have our permission. We don't need their permission, psycho. You can't move without our permission. Oh, we can move anywhere we damn well please. Karen's evil. I'm not the one evil. They stole that man's money and verbally abused him. I don't want to hear it. Okay? And we got ways of taking Karen out of your life. He's like, that's my wife. Oh, you only think you're married. We've been married 6 months. Mayor Carrollton and his attorney married us. So we've been married 6 months. Together over a year. We're friends for years before that. First thing he did is told me how scared he was of all these people. Even told his attorney that. And he's even afraid of his oldest son, his own biological son. Keeps threatening to put him in a car, drive him out to Youngstown, make him sign his checking account, his land over to him, and he was going to leave him out there. While his second wife was dying of cancer, and let her die of cancer by herself. And leave him in a nursing home. I was going to rob him blind. He said, I'm scared to death of him. She said, then go to the sheriff's. Tell him he'll go to jail for that. He can't threaten to put you in a car and take you out to Youngstown. He can't threaten to make you sign anything over to him. You can leave it to anybody you want. You spend your money on whoever you want. And it's none of his business. And he's not entitled to that farm. Don't matter if it's your kid or not. He's not entitled to nothing. Well, his stepson and his girlfriend called up, and Carl got to the point he was stuttering. He hung up on him. Totally hung up on him. Said, I don't ever want to talk to you again. Well, then the next day they call and leave a threatening voicemail that I'm not going to keep their father from him. He's not their father. I hadn't even been over to see him since last October. It's all an act. When he shows up, shit'll hit the fan. Oh, I sent it to the police. He threatened me. I let Miss Joy, his one friend, and her son that's about my age, listen to it. He's like, he threatened you. The police better take care of that. It's like, I know he did. Well, I was so upset. I called my old neighbor in my old apartment. I said, you wouldn't believe. They called and threatened me. And left a voicemail. And they were down how they're going to take me out of his life and all this crazy crap. And da 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 da. I said, how did they even find out? Go and figure out how they found out. Okay? Well, that was 4 weeks ago today. I called her. Right after they called and did that horrible thing on the phone. Before that, we had moved out. Okay? I hadn't even talked to her in a month. She owed Carl money. And she made payments. When we first moved out, okay, she had the last $40. We stopped over. And she said, well, I heard you moved to da 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 da. I said, how'd you find out? Carl said not to tell anybody because he didn't want his stepchildren to find out. And she said, well, Carl told me. And he's like, because he did. And I said, well, don't say anything to anybody in the apartment building because I think the one neighbor knows how to get a hold of his stepkids. And I don't want them throwing a mad fit because they've already stole all kinds of money. His regular kids know. But I don't want his stepkids that have no right to say a word. They're nobody to him. They're just people that them and their mother, when she was alive, robbed him blind. Then after she died, they came back and thought they were entitled to rob him blind. And they were entitled to everything. See, that's where all these people think they're entitled. Well, I said, I think that one neighbor got a hold of him when, he had sepsis last year. I came and found him on the floor. I had to call 911. I said, do you know how to get a hold of his family? And I said, I think she has their number. Make sure, don't tell anybody where we're moving because I don't want them showing up. And she's like, oh, okay, I won't tell, and da 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 da. Don't be a stranger. Come back. Even though you don't live in this apartment, make sure you stop in and say hello. Left on a good note. So when I called her on July 27th, 4 weeks ago today, I said, you wouldn't believe they found out. I can't even figure out how they found out. I said, you didn't tell that one neighbor, did you? And she's like, no. And I said, I wonder how they found out. Because they're saying crazy crap and, oh, she's evil. I'm not the one evil. They robbed him blind, and they need to go to jail for grand theft and extortion on the elderly. They need to. Okay? And I said, I haven't figured out. I said, they're so crazy. We got ways of taking care of them. We got ways of taking her out of your life. He's like, that's my wife. You only think you're. I said, they're psychos. I said, this is why he didn't tell them we were moving, because he didn't want them showing up and pulling crazy crap. And then thinking they can bully him out of money. His regular kids know we were moving, but the thieving stepchildren that have no right, we didn't tell them. And I was going on about, I said, I can't figure out how they found out. Well, she tried to call me, 2 days ago. Well, I didn't answer. I was out with Carl. And then I got to feeling bad. I thought, well, I haven't talked to her in a month. Maybe she's wanting to talk about the fall. Maybe she's wanting to talk about, are you still going to give me a Christmas gift? She does stuff like that. Or about her husband. I thought, well, I'll call and see what she's up to. I haven't talked to her in a month. She called me and said, I want you to know that you're not allowed back over, blah, 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 and stuff. And that after last week, you standing in my apartment saying you demand to know who I told and of you guys moving. I said, I haven't talked to you in a month. And I don't talk like that. You were in my apartment screaming, you demand to know who I told. I said, Amy, I haven't been in your apartment over a month. And last time I was there, I only asked you not to tell anybody so they wouldn't find out. And I called you a month ago to vent that they called me up because they found out and they were threatening me. I haven't been in your apartment in over a month. What are you talking about? Well, you were in here last week yelling, you demand this and you demand that. I won't have it in my apartment. I said, what are you talking about? I haven't been over your apartment in over a month. You were, and she was going on and on and on. And I said, Amy, I haven't been over your apartment over a month. And I don't talk to people and tell people I demand this and I demand that. I don't speak like that. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, and she's telling me off, and you were bad mouthing that neighbor, and da 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 da. I said, what are you talking about? I said, I just asked you not to say anything where we were moving, because I knew they got a hold of him, knew how to get a hold of him when I found him when he had sepsis last year. And I didn't want them causing a scene. Oh, they don't have that number. I already checked, and I won't have you in my. I said, Amy, I wasn't in your apartment last week. What are you talking about? I don't talk like that. I go to get my car, some guy off in the distance. I told that woman never to talk to her again, and not to have her over so she can't find out what we're doing. See, they pay it where I heard Amy when we went to leave. She was on the phone with somebody. The king said it would give me how much money not to talk to her again? See, they have been running around paying off witnesses and then trying to buy witnesses. You offer anybody money to witness or not to witness is when witness tampering is 20 years. And I will tell you, you ignorant, dumb, stupid people, they don't want the witnesses. See, that's where you don't know who you're messing with. You're messing with the FBI. They don't need witnesses. You know what they have? Legal police surveillance with a court order. That the police have been taping with a court order. It stands up in court without me. Like they said, the way the agent opened it, it's legal police surveillance with a court order. It stands up in court without her. The sheriffs and the FBI have been taping it. They don't need her. They don't even need her. November 20th, 24 or 23. They told you they didn't need me. They don't need these witnesses. It's like a cop's body cam. Stands up in court. See what I mean? You can sit and waste your money paying off every witness in the world. They never wanted them in the first place. They already got you. These people are so dumb. Now, there's some guy. Now, okay, I'm not racist at all. Okay? My extended family, my brother's family is African American, Filipino, and Caucasian. I don't want to hear it. But people of different descents have a twang to their voice. Some of them do. And some African American men, the way they talk, you can tell they're African American. It's not demeaning, but it's a twang they have. It's a dialect in their voice. You can hear it. It's not racist, it just is what it is. You can tell their nationality by the way they talk on the phone or in the distance. Okay? Well, there's some African American guy messed up in this. Okay? I heard him a couple times talk to people. Now, I heard him also say, I didn't know it was an FBI case. Bullshit. Bullshit. I didn't know the FBI taped Melissa telling the kids a lie. Bullshit. Bullshit. We're going to put this to bullshit. Okay, we're going to put it this way. I was out of town a couple years ago, and somebody said something about Melissa's kids. They said it to the officer. They looked her up, and they said she's documented mean games at pretend. Documented. Documented mean games at pretend. And she's never hurt anyone. What part did you not understand FBI case? What part didn't you understand? What part didn't you understand, you retards? See, you're so incompetent, you're retarded. And then you get to the point, you're so stupid, you make people's head hurt. Now, I want you to think about this. What part of Officer Mark saying Melissa could go to jail for involving herself in this? I hate to arrest her. Her kids are little. And the FBI's over there telling why they're having the kids make that shit up. Oh, they're just trying to scare her out of giving up the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. And Melissa's so stupid, she made everything up when you were fishing with Dave. She's so stupid, she didn't check where you were. And what did those kids get taped stating? They made everything up. Oh, and what else did the FBI and police tape? The two guys that said they worked for the drug lord said that Melissa offered to help him get away with this. And she was willing to have the kids lie to help him. And we were going to have the kids make up, and you're kidding, laughing in Walmart in front of the cops and fence. So what part didn't you understand that is documented and verified? That they were games of pretend. Mean games of pretend. Documented and verified mean games of pretend. And that she never hurt anyone. A police officer told someone, I looked her up. When it comes to Melissa and her kids, they're documented mean games of pretend. And that she never hurt anyone. What part of the FBI case you didn't understand? What part didn't you understand where Officer Mark in August of 23, it's documented and verified she's framed before? And it was a drug cartel in her home before. They seen him. What part of it's documented and verified another woman was using my insurance and it was a medication error that made her sick before? What part of documented? See, that's where the whole thing of it is. The prosecutor's office up there, do they know this? Yeah. Why? For I'm here for carrying around the house. Man with a file. Stark County Prosecutor's Office, do they know it? Oh, absolutely. Because my friend Walter Moss said, Karen, you don't realize you're not only in a witness protection program, but attempt and a threat of life case. He even knew what kind of case. It's an FBI case. The police and the FBI are working. U.S. Marshals, ICE, everybody's working it because the Texas group is involved. And they've killed agents and they're all after him. For we all work for the king from Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. The king sent his men here to watch her, to help out in this and to do this. Who's the king from Texas? He's U.S. military, Iraqi translator, went into the dark web, malware, fentanyl king. He was military, and he's killed agents, him and his group. He's a hacker. How do you think they sold the FBI case? So, that makes me even... My question is, Agent John, where they publicly made a fool out of you? June 7th, 23. Dared the FBI July 9th, 23. And then admitted they used hypnotic drugs on me when they drugged me and told me to say it, and called you a coward as if you didn't know. So, and they're trying to bully and try to do everything in the world trying to make you show up. Don't show up. Is this personal against you? What do you have with the fentanyl king? Or is it against the FBI to publicly ruin them? Do you have something in history with him? Because they even said they set you up to be arrested years ago. That he's after you. Why? See, that's where Melissa even told April 6, 25, or Dixie told Jen that Melissa said the group of people that hired to watch her before and to that the chief of police, she's lying on the chief of police, that gave special permission to be in somebody's home, and gives groups of people permission to break in other people's homes. No, we don't. Breaking and entering is a crime. To set up button cameras watching them, that's a big federal crime. Oh, yeah. Cyber stalking, felony, invasion of privacy. Go into voyeurism. They got kiddie porn of little kids going potty. Sickos. Break in and do things like drug beat, rape. People, which, yeah, told him that she was part of those people to hire that to do all that shit. And that they give them permission up there to do it. No, they don't. It's illegal to be in somebody's home, no matter what, by police and agencies under a threat of life, with statements, with a court order, without a conflict of interest. There's nothing else. Nothing else. Oh, an attorney had special... No, they didn't. Laws if attorney breaks in somebody's home and sets up button cameras, they're to be disbarred and criminally charged. Oh, there's a lady of the court they let in there. No, it's police and agencies. Just tell them to stop lying. Where they said everything's a lie, everything's a scam. It is. Just look at these people, start yelling at them, and say, stop lying. You know, the investigators from 18 had showed back up July 25th, 25, where some idiot said something stupid in Bob Evans. And I went off on him about, oh, John's going to verify it for Will. Oh, hell no, he's not. He said on Thanksgiving of 18 that no one could say anything bad about me, and that Melissa would just have him make it up from the divorce and have her church people make up something. But don't worry about it, Mom. Nobody can say anything bad about you. And the kids in the basement got taped saying that they wanted a house for Auntie Shell and Papa. And later on to Flora, they made everything up. They were games of pretend. Laughing sick shit. Melissa had already got taped by the FBI and police. What? Telling her kids to lie. Their kids stating they were lying. In a legally bugged house. They taped them all. Now, even the Starr County sheriffs in May of 21 were laughing at some guy named Kurt. If he just found out those kids are lying, his law. Huh? Where Officer John, January 12th, 22, what did those kids get taped stating? They made everything up. See, that's where the police had told you in like June of 19 that it's documented, June of 19 in Illinois, that they're documented mean games of pretend, and that she never hurt anyone. Called the police, had them look me up, and Melissa's documented mean games of pretend, and that she never hurt anyone. See, Melissa set John up. A year later, he wanted she came in his house uninvited, unannounced, broke in his house, hid, waited for him to come out of the bathroom. Now they're already divorced. She has no right in his home. And when he came out of the bathroom, screamed, lunged at him. He shoved her, being startled. Something screaming and lunging at you. Now I got you. Had him arrested in domestic violence. She should have been arrested. Lost his kids for a year. Called me up and said, I need a reliable name to pick him up, Mom. And I have to put it on the court records. Will you pick up the kids for me? I work 2 jobs. I don't get off the first one, let alone the second one. I'll lose my apartment. I don't work. But Mom, I'll lose my kids forever. If you don't help me, I have to have a reliable name to put on the court records. He wasn't part of it. I couldn't help him. Lost his kids. He moved to Florida about 4 or 5 years ago, and he is remarried and looks happy. Now, I want you to think about that. He didn't verify any of their crazy shit. He wasn't part of having his mother drugged for fake confession and beaten, raped, and photoshopped. And see, that's where I went off, and Bob Evans went off through all that stuff. Hell would freeze over before he'd help Melissa after what she did to him. Lost his kids. He comes sees them a couple times a year. Lives in Florida. Very happy. With a beautiful new wife. You know, I go over to Walmart 62, July 25th, 25. An investigator from 18 Said, I told those couple never to say a word again. I interviewed John years ago. He said nothing bad ever happened to him. And so did all our other kids. Where the FBI said they interviewed my whole family and they spoke highly of me, did you not understand? Where March 23rd, 23, 2 federal agents, we told these people to stay out of it. We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never hurt anyone. Nobody's ever seen anything. It was just some lady thought she could make money off of it. That lady that's running around telling people she's from the courts and she has all kinds of da-da-da-da. She's in it with Bill from the Freemasons and some guy named Pete Dave hired on his own. And they're running drug scams on somebody, and there's no such thing as a lady from the courts. They made it up. And it's police and agencies only in your home, under a threat of life, with statements, with a court order, not special permission. They're lying. See, that's where the photoshopping and washing, where what was the date? Was July 24th. A guy on a motorcycle showed up and was following me around in 18. I know she don't know who I am. That way I can follow her around. He said, I forgot how big Karen was, because I used to be really heavy. When the case first started, I seen her where she got the drug the puppies in, right before the case started. He said, I did the body ratio of Weird With Yourself. It wasn't even her. You put her head on somebody else's body. Where they laughed all those different times that they put a shower scene. March 1st to 3rd of 21, they put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. Then later on, what you're describing as showering, ha 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 ha. She figured out what they did. May 12th, 22 at noon, they found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26th, 22 at noon, the shower scene was done on purpose to make it look weird. Minute frame of me, March 24th, 22. Then the drugs and told us say it from the first month of the case. A little white man showed up. For every idle word you telling us, I'll turn it on you. Try to leave Dave. I'll list you a child molester. You know that bruise on your leg. I use sodium pentothal. You know what you said. Something about a wrong nightgown, about life of pain, and threaten me again. So what did he say? He was drugging me up for Dave, and this was the plan. Then they said, well, we photoshopped our lives. We had bruises before throwing up. And in fact, it wasn't from the dirty well water. It was from us. We were drugging you and telling you to say this and beating right beyond drugs so you wouldn't know it. We drugged you and told you to say this. We drugged you and told you to say that. Then May 25th, 21, 6 p.m., of the church people breaking in before, drugging her, tell her, say weirdo, molest herself. 8/9/21, the apartment building forming second close offense. A lady and little girls live there. Talked about it, and 4 or 5 neighbors did a police report. 1295 Farrell, and little old white lady screamed at him. In May of 21, and talked to several people in 21. December 9th, 21, at the Oakland apartment on Cleveland Avenue in Canton. The maintenance man yelled at him, no, I'll take this back. They called him at 4 p.m. and told him that all the tapes before were them and not me. And it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. Okay? Same day, white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street in Canton. Actually was guard during the case. Came out and said we always knew the tapes before were them and not her. So we never said a word. January 12th, 22, Walgreens, North Main. Officer John at 4:55 p.m. stopped men at the door. What do those kids get taped stating? They made everything up. January 19th, 22, 11 o'clock in the morning, they told the Department of Disability that I was drugged and told to say it before. February 2nd, 22, a Latino man admitted he drugged me first. I got my client away from him. They're like, I heard that Latina guy. I'm like, stay out of it. I'll tell the police. I went and Save-A-Lot. They're sending their hate crimes through cell phones. They're going off. People are running and screaming. Oh my goodness, they admitted to drugging her or tell her to say it before. Down on 6th Street in Canton, people were running out of their houses. It was like a chaos day. Yelling it to the postman. We all heard it. An investigator from Ravenna driving a black Sebring pulled up, said, I seen her out today. I found out that bastard really did drug her and tell her to say it before. If I see that black Sebring out from Portage County, people have came up and said There's an investigator outside from Ravenna telling everybody not to say a word. They've already taped these people admitting that they photoshopped everything on her and drugged her and told her to say it, and don't anybody say a word to her. Yeah, he was out. He was that day screaming. I found out that bastard really did drug her and tell her to say it before. They made fun of FBI agent John, June 7th, 23, 10:11 in the morning, Walmart 62. How they made a public fool out of him for falling for any of this. Eric, one of the drug dealers, November 18th, 22, found out it was him on Thanksgiving of 22. Came in Walmart 62 screaming all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people turn on, they fell for it. Just like FBI agent John fell for the stunt on the tapes before. Oh, come on now. It was only a stunt. You're kidding. You mean that FBI agent fell for a stunt on tapes before that were only a stunt? Is that what's going on? And publicly humiliate him, screaming through Walmart 62, June 7th, 23. Dared the FBI to fix it, July 9th, 23. August 4th of 23, they admitted to using hypnotic drugs. That's why she had a metal taste in her mouth. I did. It was terrible. Had a horrible metal taste in her mouth. Couldn't brush her teeth or rinse her mouth out with enough mouthwash to get rid of it. And that's why she was sleepwalking, why she don't have any memory of what happened. And they were laughing about it. Well, August 5th in Dutch Valley Restaurant, guy from the case. I see Karen. She looks healthier than the last time I seen her. We finally got them to admit that they used hypnotic drugs on her to make her sleepwalk. And they drugged her and told her to say it with him. And some other ladies and girls in there saying she's going to date some drug lord if her and her friends help harass me. He's not going to date you. He's going to sell you, idiot. He's a drug lord. He can snatch any woman off the street to have sex with. Why would he want you? We help harass, or he's going to give me the money if we get anything from the case. He's not going to give you a damn dime. He's going to sell you and kill you. You're stupid. And as if Agent John didn't know they drugged her with hypnotic drugs, and that's why she don't remember anything when they drugged her and told her to say it before. Is he some kind of coward? He even let them torture her. He already knew they were drug beating, raping her. And he let them torture her. Is he some kind of coward? Huh? So, now, we're going to put it this way. Does each prosecutor's office know about my case? My friend Walter Moss knew about it. From what? The prosecutor's office in Stark County. What happened up in Portage County? Prosecutor's office. A man showed up with a file in 2020. I'm here for Karen around the house. FBI case. So does both prosecutor's office know him? Oh, absolutely. See, that's where Louisville, where they kept saying no police department would ever touch her with that open FBI case. They get in trouble. She's part of the witness protection program. She can't be processed. Seems like the only one that don't know about the case is Louisville. And we got to find somebody dumb enough to arrest her and stupid enough to do it. So we can make sure that agent shows up and explain himself. He said he didn't care what happened to her, and a lot of drug dealers went to jail over this. I want his explanation. He fooled you? Get over it. Get over it. And we all know you don't want his explanation. He needs to stay the hell away from me. Stay out of Louisville. They kill agents. So, I want you to think about this. They can never touch me. And where they're all she can't. They even announced they knew I was in the witness protection program. Where even May 30th, 25, Louisville showed up. And then 1 o'clock in the morning, out there running their dirty mouths. Lady with them said the investigators found May 26, 25, and Walmart 62. This whole thing is a scam from Bill from the Freemason. I didn't think about this being a scam. Yes, you did. Don't be playing stupid with me. Hmm? The whole thing is the dirty doctor not being one of hers works for them in the line. The whole thing is a scam. Other cops like, well, she mentioned a Bill from the Freemasons. These are the investigators found the original case. Said her ex-husband hired 2 men on his own. One said he was an attorney, so it made it legal. No, don't. What were they thinking? They were thinking bad guys on a platter. Walking in front of police surveillance with a coroner, and the sheriffs and the FBI taping it and them confessing the crime for walking around me. And it was bad guys on a platter way into the cartel to get them all. They were arrogant enough to walk in his office with a scam. He scammed them back. Where people in Bob Evans were even talking one time, you wouldn't believe some drug cartel guy thought he could walk into an FBI office and scam an FBI agent. No way. It actually happened. So the agent went along with it to get him. See what I mean? See, that's where the Louisville police, we found the original case. What does the original case say? What's it say? What did Officer Mark said in August of 23? It's documented and verified she was framed before, and that was a drug cartel. What does it say about Melissa's kids? What the other police department said? They're documented big games of pretend. And that I never hurt anyone. And that my whole family spoke highly of me. It also says I was drugged and told to say it, and they photoshopped that shower scene. Then where that investigator showed up, they put my head on somebody else's body. My 17-year-old grandson, his friend that he plays computer with, put his head on some guy sitting in a suit in an office. And it looked real. You can Photoshop everything. People act like we live in 1985 instead of 2025. And technology is at our fingertips. You actually know how to use it, you can do just about anything. See, that's where Mike DeWine's cousin wanted to know if our police were slow. That anything can be photoshopped, from words out of sentences to other sentences, to your head on somebody else's body, to scenery. And date rape, drugs, you're sleepwalking under somebody else's control. They all know that. They've known it for years. And nobody can be in your home except for protected custody cases with statements, and only police and agencies. Otherwise, they go to jail. We're hitting cyber stalking, voyeurism, felony invasion of privacy. These are major crimes. And then you got kiddie porn of little kids going potty. They got human trafficking, drugs, rape, extortion. See, that's where you guys keep forgetting. There's a real FBI case. The police look it up. They see all that. They see, documented and verified, she was framed before. It was a drug cartel. Melissa and her kids, what are they? Documented mean games of pretend that Melissa made up. Showing off for the new girlfriend. Like Officer Mark said, he wrote it up. And like Officer John said, what did they get tape stating? They made everything up. What else? My kids got tape that no one ever got hurt. Nobody's ever seen anything. Matter of fact, they spoke highly of me.